Start. You have the floor, Minister. Thank you. Dear representatives of the press, with the first Prespa Forum dialogue last year, our country, for the first time ever, hosted an international conference deriving from the narrative of dialogue, political thinking, and diplomatic resolution of open bilateral issues. It is a huge honor and pleasure for me that with the successful hosting of the second edition of this international event, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs succeeded in promoting the Prespa Forum dialogue into a dialogue as an authentic platform to exchange experiences and ideas on modern and future challenges and threats, and establish it as a recognizable brand, fostering culture of cooperation, mutual trust, and friendship in building regional stability and its contribution to strengthening the global role of Europe. Yesterday and today, we had an opportunity to hear a lot of impressive and quality discussions encompassing all most important political and geopolitical and economic questions that Europe and the Western Balkans are facing as a consequence of the new geopolitical reality caused by the war in Ukraine. We talked about the European perspective of the Western Balkans countries and building the future of the region within the modern European security architecture. As the main topic of the forum was economic recovery, especially in the context of the common regional market and the investment plan for the Western Balkans of the EU and the green agenda for the Western Balkans, as well as on the role of women and youth in building peaceful and sustainable societies. It is a huge honor for me the fact that at the official opening of the Prespa Forum dialogue titled What After the War in Ukraine, we granted this year's award to the brave Ukrainian people for its fight for freedom and democracy. By demonstrating irreconcilable will, they fought not only for freedom, but for our shared values, democracy, the rule of law, freedom, and first and foremost, our shared future. And I feel that there is no better recognition for that this year, and if you wish, this decade. This symbolic award is also our modest expression of support for them and encouraging them to continue with the struggle for the good of the entire world. With this, we demonstrate our solidarity and our common commitments to shape our common future, where principles of non-violability of borders, respect for human rights and individual freedoms, and overall progress will be respected. I'm particularly glad that at the forum, under the auspices of President Pendarovsky, we saw the participation of presidents from the region, such as Borut Pahor from Slovenia, Zoran Milanovic from Croatia, Vjosa Osmani from Kosovo, and Milo Djukanovic from Montenegro, and esteemed representatives of international organizations, among whom the Secretary General and Undersecretary for Political Issues, Rosemary DiCarlo, Secretary Helga Schmidt of OSCE, the Secretary General of the RCC, Mailinda Bregu, but also a lot of foreign ministers. I'd like to welcome very much the attendance of at the forum by the Polish foreign minister who was attending the Prespa Forum dialogue for the second year, Mr. Rao. He was also came here in the capacity of the country chairing the OSCE. We will be chairing OSCE next year with a joint visit to Ukraine. We shared our views and experiences on what could happen with the region, and we at the end came out with a joint declaration by the troika of chairs. I'd like to express at the end my wholehearted appreciation to the President, the government, and everyone that were involved in the organization of this year's forum. And I'd like to point out especially the role of the staff at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, who aside from the in addition to the really tight agendas, made inhuman efforts to make this event possible. This is a recognition this recognition for the success of the Press Forum Dialogue comes not only from me but from all participants, my colleagues and friends. To us at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, it is a motivation more to host the next traditional Press Forum Dialogue with an even fresher content in the future. Thank you to you too, members of the press and journalists, because you presented everything that happened here across the entire global community and our country, of course. Thank you very much. The minister, half an hour ago, some documents were seen from Brussels that concern the negotiating framework of Macedonia. The opposition announces that bilateral treaties such as the PRESPA agreement and the good neighborliness treaties become part of the negotiating framework, as well as the work of the historical commissions, then that Macedonia should open its constitution once again to protect minority rights, and this will be the precondition, the condition that we would need to meet to start the first intergovernmental conference with the EU. Did you know about these conditions that are part of these French conclusions, and what's your position on them? I feel that the opposition tries to create an ambiance prior to their protest in order to get around as much support as they can for their rally. But what I can say is that a process of consultation has started among the member states prior to harmonizing a position, consolidating a position that would be sent to us, so that we would then analyze those proposals and make our comments on them, if any. So the process goes like this. First, the French presidency puts forward proposals that it then distributes to all member states. Any member state can make a comment, including the Republic of Bulgaria. The ambience and the climate in the Republic of Bulgaria, we are all aware of that. You know the atmosphere, we have witnessed it, and I would not go into commenting different proposals, seeing as first it is important to hear the positions of all member states equally, and after that, only after that, that we will state our position. These efforts of the opposition to put this very sensitive period, this very important process for our country within the function of their party activities tomorrow or the day after tomorrow is irresponsible, I would say. What the opposition can do is to address us, to communicate, ask assistance from us, and we will share all information we have with them, seeing as we feel that this question goes much beyond political party interests and it concerns all citizens in the country. So that would be my position to them. So let us not use this for political reasons, for political means. They have my telephone number, and I will share all information I have with them. Another question: Did you hear these proposals? Did you see these proposals, or part of those proposals? Of course, it is our job to have all information even before they are published. We would not be doing our job properly if we did not have the proper communication channels so that we would hear. But the proposals that have been disseminated to the member states I feel that our position is for us to first wait what the member states will say, and then we will state our position of accepting something or not accepting something. If we arrive at a certain decision, we will, of course, also consult MPs and politicians. You had a meeting. Did you have a meeting with the coalition partners on this issue? But since we heard such information, is there a danger of lesser political parties within the government coalition to produce an avalanche of the government being toppled? I would not say so. I don't think so that this is the case. The meeting that we had with our coalition partners was not connected to this dynamics with the French presidency. It was unrelated. These meetings were useful for us to share information with all coalition partners, not only on European integration, but also on other topics, the economic crisis, energy crisis. It is important to have as often as possible such coordinations, and I'm not seeing any signal at all of this positions of the coalition partner losing power. What if the smaller coalition partners ask for quick elections? I do not think that quick elections are in the interest of the country. If we see party interests and if you see polls, it is only one party that that has interest of quick elections happening. But this is not the time for elections. We don't think that it is the moment for elections, and we see no other alternative that would offer a concept on any challenge that would be different to that of the ruling coalition, whether it's on the Prespa agreement, the treaty with Bulgaria, and internal crisis due to the Ukrainian war. So there is no reason for early elections, and we will have regular elections somewhere around May 2024. Thank you.